here with head coach George Kuntz of the Big West tournament champion Cal State Fullerton Titans. George, thanks for being here.
Thank you. Thanks for having us.
George, tell us a little bit about how you're feeling about leading this Titan team to the NCAA tournament for the first time since 2000, your first year on the job.
Well, it's been quite a journey, you know. Pretty exciting year. It's quite obvious we had high aspirations this year, and having a lot of seniors, and you never know with transition how that will work. They have to buy in, they have to work very hard, extraordinarily hard, and they have. They bought into me being the tough guy at times and having to push them, and they bought into wanting to achieve at a high level. And with those two things in mind, I think they've worked through all the issues maybe at the beginning of the season, trying to get the team to gel, and really have had a good string since early in the season.
You spent 19 years at UC Irvine as their head coach. Was there anything that went into this game extra from the standpoint of a pregame speech or anything like that for the title game against UC Irvine?
No, these guys know that I come up with a lot of different stories. I think both teams know that very, very well, that I come up with a lot of stories and anecdotes before the games. It's just try to motivate, and it had nothing to do with UC Irvine at all. It actually was about the statement game, and we wanted to be the king of Orange County, and we feel we are. We feel like we have really finished the strongest in this conference, better than any team in the conference, and we have a quality team. We've proven that. We've beat all the odds. We had 0 players voted Conference Player of the Week in the entire conference. We had every coach in the conference, except myself, voting against us as being the last place team. We have outshot every team in the nation. We have broken the record for shutouts, and these guys have surpassed and met all of expectations thus far, and now we have set a new set of expectations.
Speaking of records, you mentioned the shutouts, also 33 goals on the season. That also ties a school record. Tell us a little bit about just the senior leadership on offense and defense that's contributing to these games.
Well, you know, we have a lot of seniors that are midfielders and forwards, and I place a lot of emphasis on high work rate. I'm sure every coach does, but I demand quite a bit out of our midfielders, and the expectations on both sides of the ball, defensively and in attack, are extremely high. Sometimes maybe too high. The bar is very high for me, and so I accept very little leeway when there is confusion or issues when we're playing teams. I have to expect and demand very much out of these guys, and I think that's shown and proven in the shutouts and the goals. We're trying to do both things, and you have to do both things well to get very far in the tournament. I mean, you can be a little bit lucky, but generally you have to score at least 35 to 40 goals, and you have to have a lot of shutouts to be able to get this far. There's only 48 teams left, you know, and to do that is an extraordinary achievement for these guys.
Speaking of those 48 teams, your Titans today drew University of San Diego on Thursday. Tell us a little bit about what you know about them and what the Titans have to do to get by them on Thursday.
Well, for us, it's a team that we're familiar with. Coaches I go far back with. Seamus actually coached me in college, so we have a very, very good relationship, except when we play. So we know that it's going to be a very competitive game. They're a gritty team, and they are peaking at the right time as well. And I think you have two teams really at the right moment of the season playing each other. It's going to make for a tremendous game for the fans. They have a tremendous environment there. The fans are right on top of you. But our guys are familiar with it. We played there earlier this season, and we played almost 40 minutes a man down, and it was a tie. It was a very close game. Could have gone either way, even with playing a man down for 40 minutes. We went into overtime in that. So 20 minutes in regulation and another 20 minutes in overtime, we were a man down. But again, I think both teams are better. That was second game of the season for us, and may have been the first game of the season for them. So I think it's going to be a different game. Both teams are much more complex, much more tactical. They're familiar with their coaches, and they're at a different point of the season, a maturity point in the season where everybody's playing for winner takes all. There's only going to be one team happy at the end of the day when this is all said and done. So I think both teams are going to lay it on the line. It's going to be a great game.
One last question here about Big West Tournament MVP Jeff Salt. Just talk a little bit about the confidence he brings to the defense and the confidence that you can go into penalty kicks and really have a weapon back there.
Well, he's very good, and he's still not 100%. I think he's going to be even better. He's come a long way since January, and he's healthy. He's healthy now, but he's come a long way since January, and his confidence level is better, and this tournament has helped him. And I think that each game he's shown much more confidence than earlier in the season. The PKs speak for themselves, but there's also an added dimension in that Adam Reeves has done a very good job in tracking PK kickers this season and helping Jeff know where people are going. I'm sure a lot of coaches will be doing that as well in the postseason. But I think we've been very good as a staff at knowing where people will play. And Jeff's, I think he's got a pretty good percentage right now. And he's got a huge stature, so it's a daunting and intimidating structure in front of you when you're playing against him.
We'll start with Ian. As a senior on this team, how do you see your leadership role going into the NCAA tournament?
I think it's a big role to have. All the seniors have this role to play for the freshmen and the new kids coming in. We kind of show them what it's like to be part of the program and what they need to do and what they need to stay at a high level. So I think it's a very important role to have. It's a lot of responsibility though, but it's good. It's good.
Going into the tournament here, give us a little insight about how the game felt, how it was progressing along against UC Irvine last Saturday.
It was definitely a battle. I thought we definitely had some good chances to put the game away in regular time, but it didn't work out. But at the end of the day, Jeff came up big in penalties, and we got the win.
Let's move on to Jeff here. Speaking of the penalty kicks, take us a little bit through the mindset. Don't give away too much, obviously, about how you felt going into the kicks that night.
Yeah, I was pretty confident. A lot of people, after the game tell me, "Oh, you must have been so nervous." But we've been working on it all year. Every day before a game, we're always doing penalties, and especially going into playoffs, we were really working on penalties. So I was pretty confident. And, I talked to the defenders actually before the start of second overtime, and we wanted to go for the win. But I told them, I was like, "If we go to PKs, we got this. We're gonna win." So.
And on the year, 7 of 11 penalty kicks you've stopped. Is that something you work on a lot in practice, or is it something that just kind of comes naturally to you?
I don't know. I mean, we've definitely been working on it a lot, especially I've been a goalkeeper since I was 13, So I've been, do a lot of PKs, and, sometimes you can't block them all, but sometimes, it just seems you're getting all of them, and I think that was just kind of this year. So.
And last question for both of you here. Tell us just kind of what was going through your mind as that ball hit the post on that last penalty kick and you guys knew you were going on to the NCAA tournament.
It was definitely a crazy feeling to have. It was almost like a blur. So much excitement, so much going on at the same time that you don't know what is going on really.
Yeah.
So it's definitely it was more of a reaction than an actual process that we thought through. So it was an amazing feeling to have.
I think at the time you're just kind of reacting okay, we won the game, so you're happy, and then once you're getting the trophy and putting on the shirts, then it really kind of sinks in, and it's a good feeling. It's great.
Thanks, guys. Ian and Jeff and the rest of the Titans will be taking on University of San Diego on Thursday in San Diego for the first round of the NCAA tournament. Thanks for having us.
Thank you for having us.